What's up, y'all? It's your boy QP and my daughter, the little P, Madison Taylor. Initial thoughts coming out of the press screening for Zootopia 2. Initial thoughts, Maddie.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was really, family friendly, but also played with the adults. Like, they had some moments where the literal, kids characters had, a therapeutic kind of moment. And I saw my mom kind of cry, and I didn't cry. So it was kind of really funny for that to happen.
All right. I thought it was great. A lot of sentimental moments, a lot of fun, really well written. Probably better than the first, I gotta say. Definitely thinks so.
It was very entertaining, and there was a lot more to look at in the second one. And I'd say also a little bit more plot twist. It was a little deeper in the second one.
Yeah, so really cool. All the great characters, some new characters, but we'll have the full review on the NRW. Nerds Rule the World. It's your boy QP. Check out Zootopia 2, opening in theaters on Thanksgiving. So see it with the family right after you got done with that turkey. All right, it's your boy QP and little P, Madison. We out. Peace. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Clea P and my pal Derek Dunn from Reviews and Dunn, here to give you another infamous review from the channel, man. We have Zootopia 2 out of nowhere. I never expected them to make another Zootopia. Derek, you might have, I don't know, probably because, Disney likes to capitalize on their properties, make a little bit more change in their pocket. What did you think when you first announced this project? Did you think it was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, not surprised, man. Zootopia made $1 billion something, so the sequel was inevitable. They did the miniseries. I mean, I'll
they
go
did
deeper.
Do a little series on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'll go deeper when we get into the review. But I gotta say, it's I didn't really see how a sequel was gonna work. But I'll get to that when we get to the review.
All right, so let's show the trailer real quick, and then we'll give you our thoughts in our full review. But yeah, to me, it kind of came out of nowhere, but at the same time, not really, because it's Disney. They're going to capitalize on $1 billion, $1 million property, right? Did they make $1 billion with the first joint?
I think this one did $1 billion.
Wow, crazy. Of course they're going to get that changed. Let's show the trailer for Zootopia 2. Here we go.
Welcome to Partners in Crisis. I'm your therapy animal, Dr. Fuzzbee. Greg, we talked about that. What are we making Merlin? Uncomfortable. Yes. And Francine, Clark may be a mouse, but he is your partner first. And we have 2 new partners. Can you tell us about your journey to Dysfunction Junction?
Well, we've been official partners for 1 week. Happy anniversary. And we are functioning fine, better than fine. And we did sort of save the city. So us being here kind of seems like a huge misunderstanding.
Notice how she answered first, did not allow her partner to speak, and taps her foot when she's suppressing discomfort. And observe the source of her discomfort, represented by the disconnected affectation of her emotionally insecure partner. Oh. But for now, we begin by greeting our teammate. Okay, unfortunately, Karen has chosen to see Joel's smile as a sign of aggression. Hackles down, Karen. Karen, hackles down. Someone get the hose?
Money box. This is a make or break assignment. Fail and I will split you up.
No snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever.
Hops and Wild.
Wild and Hops. The dream team. Sorry, Paul. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Kiss the second ring right now. Stop in the name of the law. I'm really sorry.
No.
Stop pulling my ears. Stop pulling my ears. Never pull up on his ears. I have to help my family. Cannonball!
This is not your worst idea.
Wow, that was almost a compliment.
Your worst idea is what you did with your ears.
All right, Zootopia 2, as of this recording, in theaters now. Go check it out. Let's talk a little bit about this cast, the story, and then my man Derek and I will break it down. So the first one, for me, I thought Zootopia, the original, was a lot different than a lot of the other Disney films. basically a world with anthropomorphic creatures that are existing on their own. You have a small town bunny in Judy Hopps, who's voiced by Ginnifer Goodwin, who moves to the big city, has big dreams, defying expectations, labels that that the world puts on us, but we're seeing it now in animal form, and kind of making it a different way to digest and understand ourselves, which is what I love about film, and then what animated films can do to an audience. And help kind of give you a new perspective on how to look at things, which is what Zootopia, I think, has at its strengths. It makes you think about your own self through easier way to digest it by using these animals to sell the story. So yeah, we had Judy Hopps, who goes to Zootopia, a New York City of this world, and meets this fox, Nick Wilde, voiced by Jason Bateman. They solve a crime in that first film, which then, as it closes out, then leads us to this Zootopia 2. They become an unlikely duo. They accomplish that story, and now we are set up in Zootopia 2. That's kind of like your lead-in for this film, and now we're together. They are on they're a crime-fighting duo. They try to stop a guy stealing from this bank, I think, initially at the beginning of the film, but that goes awry. And so they have to tackle therapy per Idris Elba's character of Chief Bogo. They get sent to therapy because they got to work better as a team. That would help prevent accidents happening, which leads to what happened with them together now as a duo. Even though they were successful in that first film, but he wasn't a cop yet in regards to Nick Wilde. And so now that they're a duo, they got to learn to work together. But then there's this new crime that happens that no one's really looking at. And they decide to take it on, but for Chief Bogo, Idris Elba's character, if you're going to do that, then you better be successful, and you have X timeline to do that. And then we go on with the rest of this film. I think that's really your overall story. We get more lore of Zootopia throughout this film. They build out and flesh out this world. There's a lot that they're trying to do, but I think they still give you enough to follow. We'll talk more in the review when we get to Derek with where they could go. I definitely think it should deserves a Zootopia 3. I think they're really building out a great film franchise with this. But yeah, we have Ke Huy Quan as Gary the Snake, who's great in this film. Maybe not enough screen time, if you will, but I thought was wonderful in this. We have Nipples Maplestick, voiced by Fortune Feimster, a great otter raccoon. Was it an otter, Derek? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, otter or beaver.
Yeah,
something from that animal line.
Steals the scenes there. Some great time with that. Andy Samberg, who plays Paubert Linksley, a Lynx, if you will, as well as David Strathairn, who plays Milton Linksley. Chief Bogo, I said, Idris Elba. Gazelle, our pop singer, is back, again voiced by the amazing Shakira. Patrick Warburton is our new mayor, Mayor Windancer, who you'll know this when you see the film. Absolutely hilarious. I love Patrick Warburton's voice. You know him from Family Guy, you know him from The Tick. He's just got a great voice and is a great performer. Quinta Brunson, who you know from Abbott Elementary, wonderful. She's our therapy animal, Dr. Fuzby. Danny Trejo plays Jesus, who's amazing. The laundry list of actors, amazing. Just a great batch of voice talent, and a great little story there. But we'll talk about it. I'm getting too much into the review portion. Let me toss it over to my man Derek. Derek, what were your initial thoughts a little bit coming into this, and then go ahead and dive into your review. What did you think overall of this story?
Yeah, so as I told you, conversations that we've had leading up to this, like a lot of people, I thought that they were gonna dumb it down with the regime change at Disney, because when the first one came out in 2016, was it March? We were at a different place in the world, and so you know what I'm alluding to. And they didn't really. It was so in your face, but it was handled so organically, and it worked so well. I remember Isaiah being, going to either first or second grade, I forget, but the questions that he asked, I was able to answer and explain to him, this is a real, this is what's going on. And you remember Zootopia kind of got like a backlash from some folks, so it was like Crash for Kids, and they failed to explain racism, and I'm like, no, they actually nailed it pretty good. Like,
Agreed.
they nailed it pretty good. I mean, even the whole thing with Ginnifer Goodwin towards the third act, she's like, yeah, you're nothing but a sly fox, and he's like, what? Like, after all I've done, and I've shown you that this isn't who I am, you're still gonna make this accusation. So with the sequel, like I said, I mean, I thought they were gonna dumb it down. It was gonna be, silly jokes and not really have the heart or the message that was there. But to my surprise, they nailed it. Now, I don't think that it was necessarily as layered, but it still handled well. With this one though, I like how they kind of went into land ownership and getting back what's rightfully yours, with the elitist party, steals from you with something simple that what I'm talking about. Something very simple, and how you just want to get back. You just want to get what's yours. All you want really is a seat at the table and a fair chance. And how they do it with Ke Huy Quan, again, scene stiller. He probably was my favorite character in the entire film because, well, Ke Huy just, he's just likable anyway. But his dialogue and the way he does it, especially the whole thing, you guys don't know me here, but it's a line about a hug and how we're going to save your friend and we're going to accomplish this. Man, I was in the theater getting all choked up because it worked so well. I mean, it's cliched as hell, but damn it, it worked so well, the way that he set it up and the way that he delivered that delivery. So yeah, definitely, I mean, very, very good sequel. Probably going to be in my year's 10 best towards the bottom, but very, very good sequel. I mean, like I said, it shocked the hell out of me that it was that good.
Wow. I definitely agree. To me, surpassing the original film. I thought the original film was good. And again, like we said earlier, different than a lot of other Disney films that of the time, and surprising with the changes that have happened at Disney that we still got a film like this. It, to me, shows that there's still people in those rooms with the money bags that want to speak on something and use their talent, use their voice, use their platform to talk on things. And I'm just going to be straight up and without spoiling, but people know this film, the adults are at least, again, this is showing in an animal way a reflection of our world. Reptiles in this are people of color and how we've been treated. Let's be real here. Derek and I are people of color. Man, what the snakes and the reptiles that you see throughout this film, we know this. We've experienced this. And this is a interesting way to show it to kids but without a lot of the otherness, that we know that is out there. But they'll realize as they get older when they rewatch this film. I thought it was really well handled and what we can do to do better. But yeah, and sad, but how we need to change the world and team up as a people and solidify and work towards the betterment of the world. So yeah, really well done there. And then just again with how two people should listen to each other. Our core characters, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, on hearing each other, being there for each other in relationships. A lot of some of the stuff I saw online of people shipping these two characters together, this bunny and this fox. I didn't look at it romantically. I thought they were friends, and I thought they continued with that, and even more so on how people as friends should listen to each other and going to therapy and dealing with that was really presented, and what people mean to each other in their own way. I thought was really well done, and that is another issue that all of us deal with that I thought it was handled. So again, layers there, the self jokes in there. Derek, if we can talk on that real quick, where Disney was making fun of itself. Didn't expect that. They don't normally do that. That's more of a DreamWorks animation. Other studios do that. Disney making fun of themselves was refreshing to see.
We got to shout out, you didn't mention earlier, but we got to shout out Andy Samberg too. Because his whole little arc, and again, Andy's always likable too, but the way that they did Andy's arc, surprised me because I thought it was going to go one way, then it went somewhere else. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Again, I was so engrossed in the story. Being a cinephile, I should have figured out what his ultimate arc, where it goes. But even with Andy's, character going into the self-acceptance to where, you come from a wealthy family, but you're kind of, lack of a better word, the black sheep, and the things that you're willing to do for acceptance is, again, like you said, man, reflective of what's going on now, not realizing that if you hadn't gone that route, you would have got the acceptance from somebody who isn't your family. Because as they say, sometimes, like, while blood is thicker than water, your real family could be somebody you're not related to.
Yo, let's go. Yeah, well said. Agreed. Really great arc there. They took you one way and then, oh, wow. Okay. This was refreshing, man. Again, I don't know if they needed a sequel. I'm happy that they did, and it just gives me faith with Disney to a degree. It's the most Pixar film, I would say. Even though Pixar is under Disney, Pixar, they will take you, and they're trying to say something with their material. Disney really they play it safe. I think this is a little bit one of their most unsafe options, and makes it refreshing. Because they did do a complete story in a lot of ways. And I was really delighted by it and was very surprised. Any other closing remarks, Derek? Real quick, you shouted out Andy. I also just want to throw again some more of the bit characters. Being a wrestling fan, when I saw that Joe Anoa'i, a.k.a. Roman Reigns, was one of the Zoo Bros, as well as along with CM Punk, that was cool to see. Again, shout out to the entire cast. There's Alan Tudyk was in this, Macaulay Culkin, Brenda Song, John Leguizamo, Tom Lister, just a crazy voice cast. I'm excited for a 3. And would you, also, beyond, just your other thoughts, are you down for Zootopia 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the third one, I'm trying to picture where else they could go.
Well, we did have, slight spoiler, another animal that we never seen that people stay till the very end of the credits, that we see something in the end credits at the end that gives us a hint where they're going to go with the 3.
So, we rolled out, Max. They told us to leave during the press screen. Like they said, they whatever it was, they didn't add it in there.
Oh, did you leave?
Yeah, I left like right when the after the little party scene and the concert and all that. I left right after that.
Oh, you missed the very end at the end credits. Yeah. You didn't stay to the end of the credits.
No.
Oh, so I'll tell you. You know what, y'all? Stay to the end of this review. At the end of the credits, we'll talk a spoiler there. But right now, where would you think that you'd like to see? And then we'll talk once I give Derek this information at the end.
All right. So with my with a third one, if it were me, what I would do is just based on, again, like if they want to keep the whole vibe and everything and kind of what's going on now in this country, I might give Nick a love interest. And what I would do is I would give Nick the love interest of a sheep, because the history between, it's like my Dr. Umar moment, but it's like you look at the history between foxes and sheeps, and you kind of play on like the interracial type thing, and then you have Judy still being judgmental, or you have his love interest coming in, and it starts affecting their partnership.
That's an interesting take. Okay,
that's maybe something like that, and then you give I think voice wise, of course, give it to a sister, maybe a Halle Berry or somebody else. But that's the route that I would go. Is like something, give one of them a love interest where the love interest is a rival of the actual animal, in the real world.
So how relationships can affect platonic relationships.
Yes.
Because they have a platonic relationship. See how a loving, that's an interesting take. I'd be interested in that.
The age-old question: Can men and women really be friends? So that's what
I feel that. Okay, I can see that
into.
Okay. So you'd be interested in a part 2, though, and specifically, you'd love to see a story like that. Okay.
Yeah, third one.
All right. So I guess, okay, then one more thing. Since we're closing out here, we're going to talk at the very end what I will tell you what they gave to present the third one. Would you recommend Zootopia 2 in theaters for the family this Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I plan to go see it again with the family myself, probably this weekend.
All right. Derek Dunn, Reviews and Dunn. How can they check you out online? All of Derek's links are in the description below. But for those that might be driving, listening to this review, how can they check you out, my brother?
It's on all social media platforms and Reviews and Dunn, reviewsanddone.net, reviewsanddone.info, and then just Google Reviews and Dunn Substack. I'm everywhere.
All right. That's my brother, Derek Dunn. Thank you as always, Derek. Again, stay tuned to the end of these credits for some spoilery stuff. Again, if you haven't seen the film, you're going to get spoiled. So I'm giving you that warning now. there you go. I recommend go check it out in theaters. It's the holiday season as this film is dropping. This is perfect for that holiday season. To me, this film exceeds the first one. And if you enjoyed that first one, then of course it's a surefire hit. Go check it out. One of the best films of the year in regards to family, fun, and story. Recommend. I'm Ke Huy P. Go check out the rest of our reviews, interviews on the channel. Appreciate y'all as always. We out. Peace. All right, another warning. We're going to give you a spoiler real quick. If you haven't seen the film, you're going to want to pass over this. But Derek, you walked out before the credits were fully off the screen. We had one more bonus scene at the end of the credits, my friend, where it alludes to where they could go with Zootopia 3. As you know, from Zootopia 2, they didn't introduce reptiles until this film. And that's what we got. We got that story. It's the core of Zootopia 2. But at the end of the credits that you missed, Derek, we just see a solitary feather drop on the screen. There's some other little dialogue. I can't remember that. But basically, the feather dropping, we never got birds in the Zootopia franchise, if you think about it, Derek. So that is what they're presenting. That's what that feather represents. So we're going to get birds in Zootopia 3. Where that can mix into what you said earlier with the relationship, they could still possibly do that. I would be curious. Like you said, I love that idea, especially in regards to, as platonic relationships and how that gets affected with romantic relationships. I love that idea. So maybe we'll save that for Zootopia 4, Derek.
So now
or they could bring that in. Who knows? Because that's a great idea. I want to give you your props on that. But what do you think about? And it always, like, whenever you see something like this, I actually thought about this when we started watching Zootopia 2. I was like, really? We didn't get reptiles before? Because that was such a core of this story. It made me think, I need to go watch 1 again, because really, they never gave us reptiles? And then seeing this feather drop at the end of the credits in 2, I was like, again, what? We never got birds? But that's where we're going with Zootopia 3. What do you think?
So now that you mentioned birds, again, another Dr. Umar moment. Disney's probably gonna steal my idea if they ever watch this. But okay, so what you do with
so now you're gonna turn it into a bird?
No. So what you do with birds is you kind of have it to where it's female birds, and you do something on feminism. And the reason why they left Zootopia was because they were going to be in arranged marriages, and they're coming back to Zootopia now that the birds can have their freedom. That's kind of how you play into the thing. Again, this is like a Dr. Umar conspiracy type moment, but that's what I would do, is something with birds involving feminism and freedom. And now that they've been free, they're coming back into the fold.
Okay. I'm here for it, dude. But I'm excited. I think they got something good with this franchise. Yeah. Balancing product story that kids can have fun watching, but also layers there for us adults, that we enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Story, everything. It's really it's one of the franchises that gives for both young and old. So I got to give Disney their props with Zootopia. And yeah, I'm curious to where they're going to go. If they go with kind of like the idea you have in mind, that's going to be cool. But yeah, we're getting birds, man. We're getting birds. And all how that plays into this franchise. And now I gotta go back and you know what I'm saying? Did you were you kind of what? We never had reptiles in the last one?
Well, and it's like
now birds? And
there's probably so many animals they haven't touched on that we don't even think about. Are there any dogs, or are there any cats?
Yeah.
Monkeys?
Yeah, I don't think, now you got to go back because now
And
they
see,
can
like,
bring that in, which is
see
cool.
what's there.
It
And
gives
maybe
more
because,
life.
like, they're trying to focus on zoo animals as the big thing. But I don't know if maybe somebody out there was dropping in the comments, but when you think about it, you would think that pandas would really be a factor in Zootopia because pandas are like everybody's favorite zoo animal. Like when you go to the zoo, what's the first thing you try to seek out? It's the pandas. But do we have any panda characters in the Zootopia franchise?
I don't know, but yeah, it gives this room legs to build upon its franchise, which is gonna make it fun. I'm here for it. As long as the writing stays solid, the cast is solid. Keep the voice actors there. Just give us a great script, and I'll be in. I'll be locked in.
Oh, one final thing, and kudos to Disney also for not overdoing your man in the back. Worked at the DMV, Sloth.
Yeah, just enough.
Kudos to them, just enough for you to laugh and chuckle, clap when he comes on screen, because that could have easily been overage, but it's just enough in the first film and this one to where it's a scene still a moment, but it's like they all right, we're gonna keep it light, give him just enough, and then like when it happens again, I was so engrossed in the film when he shows up, and I'm the only one in the theater clapping because it was earned. Like there he is, and they brought him in perfectly.
Definitely agree. Yeah, who doesn't love the Sloth character and what he represents? Just brilliant stuff. So there you go, y'all. Those are our thoughts. Go check out Zootopia 2 in theaters. Go check out my man Reviews and Derek Dunn with Reviews and Dunn on his website for his full written reviews. And also he has interviews as well on his channel. Go check it out. Links in the description. Derek, appreciate you, my brother. There you go.
Sam.
Zootopia 2. I'm Ke Huy, Nerds Rule the World.